What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Yusuf Al Sanad. It's been some time, guys, but the reason why I was absent in a long time from my movie anime television channel is because I hurt my ankle, but now I'm a lot better. And we're back to the Movie Monday series, and I lost count of which episode of the Movie Monday series this is, but this week we're going to talk about my top 5 favorite holiday films, and this was a series created by Emily Boone. You can check her channel out. She's a really awesome YouTuber and one I'm proud to call my friend. And these 5 films I chose to be a part of my top 5 list of holiday films, favorite holiday films. They aren't really the kind of movies you'd want to watch, except 1 or 2 of them, because I'm not really into holiday films. I haven't seen that many, and these movies I've chosen, with the exception of 2 of them, are the kind of films you don't want to watch, and they are just appealing to people like me because I have weird tastes in films. Some of them are violent as hell. Some of them are heavily sexual in their content. But that's the kind of person I am. Like my choices, which are weird. I'm a pretty weird person, but I'm damn proud of it. And these are the top 5 favorite holiday films I like. If you guys like them, do check them out. But let's begin. At number 5, we have Die Hard, starring the always awesome and cool Bruce Willis as John McClane. And John McClane is an iconic action hero who everyone loves, and you can tell why. He gets trapped in the Nakatomi business building or whatever it is, and the main bad guy, Hans Gruber, or whoever he is, played by Alan Rickman, he is holding hostages, and John McClane has to rescue each one of them and making sure none of the hostages get harmed, one of who is his wife. And man, John McClane is an awesome action hero, and he's played so well by Bruce Willis, who is that trash talking, no BS kind of guy you would love to hang out with, unless he doesn't break your face. And you also have the very narcissistic and cold, ruthless, yet charming Alan Rickman as Hans, and they play off each other really well. I also love John's wife in the movie. She's really charming too, and this film is the perfect Christmas action film you can watch with your friends and your family, and I think you guys will enjoy it. At number 4, we have Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. This is one of the 3 films I don't think you guys want to watch because it's a very strange, bizarre, yet fascinating film, and Stanley Kubrick's last feature film, and before he died, sadly. And it's the main character is Tom Cruise as this Dr. Bill Hartford, who's happily married to his wife, played by Nicole Kidman, and they have a little girl in Helena. But one day during an argument between he and his wife, she brings up a fantasy of an affair she once wished she had with a young Navy officer, and this makes him so angry that he goes on this escapade to see whether or not he will be unfaithful to his wife. This film looks at married couple in a very illuminating way, and it's interesting to see how Bill Hartford is trying so hard to see whether or not he's going to be unfaithful to his wife, especially how she revealed her fancy for that young Navy officer she wanted to be with, and it really gets to him, and how he's very tempted into having these affairs with young prostitutes, but where that goes, you guys can find out for yourselves. And this film has a lot of sexual content. I mean, there's one sequence in a mansion that's run by a Illuminati-esque group, a cult basically, and it's like an orgy type of group that are performing these sex acts, and the sequence is so long, and it doesn't shot away from it, no it doesn't, and And man, this is the kind of film that would really turn off a lot of people, but for me, I can handle that kind of stuff. At number 3, we have another Stanley Kubrick film, The Shining. And The Shining is a film that's set during the winter season, so I guess that counts as a Christmas horror film without the happy atmosphere and the family who are getting together and having a blast and having a good message for the audience. No, this movie is a horror film on the most surreal psychological level. Jack Nicholson plays a man who takes his family to this mansion, and he's trying to write his own story, but he can't get a clear idea of what he wants to write. And something goes on in this house or this mansion that drives him crazy, and he slowly loses his mind and becomes psychotic and starts to torment his wife Wendy and his little son. And it's a very insane crazy journey to go on, especially when your main character is Jack Torrance. And my god, Jack Nicholson is so off control yet brilliant in this movie. I love him. I really do love Shelley Duvall as Wendy, and knowing what she and other members in the cast went through because of Stanley Kubrick's meticulous direction and how he demanded many takes to be done. Shelley experienced the worst of them. Now, despite the controversy behind the making of The Shining, this is a really great horror film and a classic one, loved by many, and it is one I think you guys will enjoy. At number 2, we have Thomas Alfredson's Let the Right One In. And I talked about this movie before, but Let the Right One In is about this young boy named Oscar who's being bullied at school by these kids, and he starts to fantasize about killing them. He collects papers and newspaper articles about men and women who've been murdered, and he starts to fantasize about killing these boys, and he slowly starts to go down that path of being a psychotic serial killer, because he's a killer in the making, especially how he's alone and he doesn't really connect much with people besides his parents. And Oscar meets Ely, a young girl, also we think, who is revealed to be a vampire. And the bond these two form is so sweet, so genuine, and just so heartfelt. And Ely brings out the best in Oscar, and Oscar helps Ely to remember what it's like to be a kid again. And these two have this very cute relationship with each other, and the actor and actress, they play off each other really well. I really love them both, especially Lena Lee Anderson, who plays Ely. And the funny thing is, her voice was actually dubbed by a Turkish Swedish actress, because Lena's voice is a lot more feminine and very sweet sounding to portray the voice of Ely, who has this very masculine voice. So they brought in a Turkish Swedish actress to play the voice dub of Ely, and it works really well. I can't say much about this movie to express how much I love it, but all I'll say is it's not just one of my favorite holiday films, it's one of my all-time favorite movies, period. And I really do love Thomas Alfredson's Let the Right One In. And finally, guys and gals, at number 1 we have Alan Terrier. I talked about this movie in a review I made of this psychological horror slash home invasion thriller, and it's a film that really blew my mind, guys. I mean, I haven't seen a horror film in a long time that wasn't just violent as hell or gory as hell, but a film that was so thought-provoking. It has a lot of ideas and themes it explores, while also depicting violence in the most extreme way. And this movie, Alan Terrier, is one of many French horror films in the new wave of French extreme Extremity, which is basically French horror films that takes violence and gore to the extreme. The violence and gore they portray in their movies is just so out there, especially how at times it can be very surreal and just bizarre as hell. I mean, I haven't seen a movie like this that really blew my mind to the point that it left me gasping for air. I mean, guys, seriously, there were times watching the movie I couldn't breathe. There were times I wanted to cry and shed tears, especially seeing what these women go through, one of who is the antagonist of the movie. It breaks so many taboos, and watching this movie, it got me so depressed by the end because I couldn't stop thinking about this film after a whole 2 weeks. I am not joking, guys. I have yet to review Xavier Gen's Frontier and Pascal Lugier's, I think that's how you say his name, Martyrs. Those two movies are among the many films in the new wave of French extremity, including A l'Intérieur. And that's the end of my list, guys. I mean, these are the kind of films that I really enjoy personally, and I don't think you guys will enjoy it, except maybe for Die Hard and The Shining. But these are the kind of films I really do enjoy watching during the holiday season. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. It can be any holiday from whichever culture or country you're from. I can't really describe why I love these movies, but I guess it depends on one's perspective. And for me, I'm a weird guy who's into weird films, weird television shows, and animes in general. And yeah, you have to embrace your own weirdness and just say, I'm awesome, baby. And these movies are awesome. And honestly, I really do love them. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish. And do check out Emily Boone's channel once again. And check out my other friend and fellow YouTuber Rachel Wagner's YouTube channel. The link for both their channels are down below in the description box. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace out, take care. Adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara, and Merry Christmas.